welcome to Broke Teachers Travel. I'm Marnie.
And I'm Jeff.
And today we're going to talk about what you need to know before you travel to a festival. We have learned some major information this weekend, I think.
Right. There's always festivals, and it's a pretty cool thing. We have where we're from, there's a lot of festivals, especially when it becomes this time of the year and the weather starts cooling off like it is today. But yeah, there's a lot of different things that we kind of need to take into consideration before we go.
Yeah. First of all, know the type of festival you're going to. That's important because then you know, if you're traveling, like actually making a road trip out of it, you need to know what to pack, things you might need to bring. Do you need a blanket? Are you going to be sitting on the ground listening to music? Do you need the little pop-up chairs? That type of thing. That's something you always need to take into consideration.
Yeah. Other things, make sure you understand the cost and the full cost of it.
That's a big one. We recently have seen a trend of festivals within festivals. So like inside of a big festival, they'll have a mini food festival going on. And there is an extra fee to eat that food. And it's usually pretty substantial fee as well, because it's usually the big chefs and things like that. And that really adds up. I mean, that can run into a lot of money there.
And again, if you've planned that out and you understand all that, then it's then and that's what you like to do, then 100% go for it. But I just hate to get there and be surprised, because there's always surprises and surprise cost. If you really don't plan it through.
Like one of the ones we were going to go to this weekend, and we quickly changed our mind. It was a $30 admission fee per person, and then that only gets you in. There is nothing included in that except like some minor, music performances and things like that. But there was no food included, nothing like that. And then on top of that, there was an additional $20 parking fee involved. And this, that adds up quickly.
And, for $80 just to go walk up and down the beach and smell food that you're not even purchasing yet.
Yeah.
Where there's plenty of free beaches that you can do that. And again, it's not really a slam on that, because if that's something that you're really into and, you understand that once you get in there, in addition to the $80 you pay up front, then everything else you're going to have to pay for.
And it's also the length of time you're going to be there. That was not something we were going to spend our entire weekend doing. We weren't going to spend the entire day there. It was just going to be a few hours. So that really didn't kind of weigh out for us. I don't think it really, wasn't cost effective for our teacher budget.
Right. So what we did was we went to a local seafood restaurant that had an amazing view, and we ate, what did we have?
Oh, we had some fantastic fish, mahi-mahi, topped with grilled shrimp. The fish was grilled as well, and then it was glazed with a pepper and bacon jam glaze and some cheese grits. And let me tell you, that may have been some of the best fish I think I've ever eaten. It was so good.
And it was an amazing view, and it cost less than what entry to the festival that we had originally planned to go to was going to be. So it's...
It was a bargain, and we got to just sit and relax and kind of just chill for a little bit. It was really, really nice, because we stay a little busy around here.
Now, in addition to that, there's other festivals that are free.
Yes.
And that's, we actually, the one that we scrapped and had the nice meal, we went to an additional festival within probably 20 miles of each other, right?
Yeah. And it was a lot of fun. It was surprising, actually, how big it has gotten over the last few years. And it was a pirate and Renaissance fest. So it was like a combo deal. And it's free to get in. They had all these vendors and different people, roaming around in costume and in character. And it was really kind of a cool experience.
It really was. It was, like Marnie said, a lot cooler than I thought it was going to be. Now, being the broke teacher that I am, the free admission,
that always gets
that always gets me for sure.
But we got some video and some pictures of that for you guys, and we'll pop them in this video for you too.
And they had these human statues that were slowly moving, and that was one of the cooler things.
Really cool part was the one that was a sprinkler.
Oh yeah,
as well. It was a fountain, not a sprinkler. I'm sorry.
And we have some videos of that. that was free, and kids were enjoying it, and that was one of the other things that I wanted to mention was just whenever you go to these festivals, if you're taking your entire family, be aware of where the kid zone is, what activities they have,
because most do have something,
right? The cost of those. Sometimes there's some free activities for the kids. Sometimes there's different activities, but sometimes they just range in price.
Yeah, it could be a few dollars, could be like $10 or $15, depending on what they're doing. But they even had like sword fighting and everything yesterday with like these foam swords. It was really cute, and the kids were having a blast there.
And the thing, because we were only there for an hour or two, because we had changed our mind very quickly, was they had this axe throwing deal for like $20 for all day. You could throw axes, and I'm like, that's a pretty good deal. I'm kind of regretting not spending all of there's only like an hour left. I think I could have hurt my arm throwing axes. So that looked
I think it'd be fun. I want to try it so badly. But yeah, I mean, there's always festivals going on, and you can do a quick internet search. Really, it takes nothing. Just type in festivals near me, and it will bring up a list of things, and it'll give you like a date range for usually about a month or so. And just, check it out, because there's always stuff going on around you that you may not be aware of. I know that I didn't realize that there is a sunflower festival coming up in a really tiny town that I didn't know had anything going. And a friend told me about it the other day, and I was like, we may have to check that out.
And I mean, and some of them are just so cool because they're so not in the norm of things.
Yeah, they're unique.
We have there was a scarecrow festival a couple of weeks ago. There's a possum festival in one of the small.
That one's definitely unique.
But what ends up happening, the revenue that it brings those towns, it helps scholarships, helps medical services. It helps all of those things, and it's just a really, really cool thing to see these local festivals and what these communities have. I know there's numerous seafood festivals. We live on the Gulf Coast, and some of them range from being very pricey to just walk in and
purchase food.
Yeah. So, and those are things just to keep in mind.
Yeah, it really does benefit everyone, and it gives you a sense of your regional area or wherever you're visiting. You can learn a lot about the area through these festivals. I feel like like yesterday, even when we went to eat, the house that restaurant is in is a historical monument. And we had no idea till we started reading a sign that was outside, and we were like, wait a minute.
And we've been to that restaurant probably 20 times.
Oh yeah, at least. Yeah. But it's really cool to find out all these facts and things about the area that you're in. And, when you travel, it kind of brings a sense of almost comfort to learn about places. You learn new things, and you go, oh, wait, I didn't know that was here. Or I didn't know this used to be that, and it really just kind of brings some things into perspective, I think.
And as a history teacher, for me, it's amazing how often I say, I didn't know that, or I didn't realize that, or, and it's just really an amazing thing, because I like to think that I know a lot. And then the more I travel, that's one of the things that you guys will find out, that you think you know a lot about something, you travel somewhere and you realize, man, I thought I was an expert, but I really know nothing about it.
Yeah, it really does, make you go, wait, wow, how did I not know this when I've been here this long, or lived in the general area of this? It's kind of cool, actually.
and one of the things that I would like to make sure and try to encourage you guys to is, just because it's a festival that you think that you will, there's no way, why would I even want to go? Well, don't knock it until you try it.
That was me yesterday. Honestly, I'm going to be perfectly honest about that. I wasn't sure about the Pirate Festival. Pirates aren't really my thing, it's just not me, but it was a lot of fun. And I think the fact that they added the Renaissance onto it made it even better for me. And I really, really enjoyed that.
And just because you go one time, when it may be a dud, it may not, it may grow. I mean, and that's what.
Yes, this has grown tremendously.
Right. And so I think that's a very cool thing. They had people from all over the southeastern United States. I didn't see the furthest away venue, but they had local people selling boiled peanuts, which we may still run back and get some. And then they had people from New Orleans and other places. But that's just a really cool thing about it.
The really neat thing to me about the Pirate Festival is that the pirate crews, I guess you call them, they actually do a lot of charity work. Like they give their money to charities. They do work for them to help them raise money. And it's a really good thing to see, especially when it's going back to your local community.
And that's the thing. So, whether it's like there's a local rodeo that's going on this weekend, it's the area where my wife grew up, but,
Yeah.
We didn't go to that one. But when I was listening to the news the other day, they were talking about how much money that brings into that community.
It's been going for somewhere around 80 plus
Right.
years, I believe.
Right.
Yeah.
And yet that same thing, they were talking about the number of scholarships it generates and the number of, things that it helps with the community. But those kind of things that start off very, very small and then become things of just huge proportion, that really amazes me. And so when you think about all of these festivals and that, again, find the stuff that you like and if it's close enough that it's not going to incur huge costs, then give it a whirl.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a lot of fun. Just remember, bring cash.
Right.
That's an important thing. I know a lot of people do take cards now, but a lot of people still don't.
Right.
And that's a big one. Bring some cash with you. Make sure you have blankets or chairs, whatever you need to set up for any of the shows or anything like that. Just ask. Make sure also, the bag requirements, because a lot of places have really tight security and the bags must meet certain requirements. So that's a biggie too.
And that was one thing that I noticed yesterday. It was a Pirate Festival and Renaissance Fair, and there was a big disclaimer about what kind of swords you could have, and if you had them, they had to be sheathed, and you couldn't do this or you couldn't do that, and so again, those kind of things do take notice of with the rules. The one other thing I wanted to talk about maybe was when you buy tickets online and they offer the VIP package.
Yes.
To go through and look and see if it's really worth it.
It may or may not be. It just depends, because for us, for the last couple of festivals that I looked at prior to this, it wasn't worth it for us because it wasn't things that we would, necessarily be into,
Right.
But it is something you need to look at, because it might be beneficial to you to pay that extra cost to get those, because they usually come at a slight discount when you do the whole package deal.
Right.
So it may be something that would benefit you. So just, look at it carefully and weigh your options.
Especially like food and wine festivals, I've found
Yes.
that's kind of the place. Food, wine. There was a bourbon festival.
Yeah, beer and bourbon
Beer
and burgers.
Right.
Yeah.
And again, if we were big beer and bourbon fans, then that VIP deal looked pretty good.
But we're burger fans.
Yeah, but we're burger fans. So, so it wasn't as good of a deal for the VIP. So.
Right, exactly. You just have to look at it and see what fits you best and your budget best. But I think that's going to do it for this episode, guys. Thanks for hanging out with us. As always, remember, hit that like button, give us a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel, hang out with us on a weekly basis. We love to hear from you guys. Drop us a comment. Follow us on social media. We're on all the different platforms. Broke Teachers Travel. Don't forget that. That's a big one. And check out our website, broketeacherstravel.com.
Hey, and also give us a list of your favorite festival.
Oh, yeah, definitely, because we want to find other ones to go to. Remember, break the monotony.
Not the bank.
Bye, guys.